Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at big collections. This is, I don't usually buy jumbo makeup collections. These are my first. I'm a palette girl. I go in and I find a palette that I like. I have certain makeup items that I like, but I've never been like into getting collections. So this is new for me, but the holidays are upon us and it is a perfect gifting opportunity. So I figured, why not get a couple collections? And the collections that I chose today, they're both by UltaBeauty. I've never purchased anything from UltaBeauty brand before. Like usually when I go into Ulta, I'm buying like Urban Decay or NYX or, you know, Bare Minerals or something like that. But I've never actually used the Ulta brand, and I don't know, maybe that's sad. I don't know. But it's the same thing with Sephora. I've never used like the Sephora Pro stuff. Like I just haven't. So this is new for me, and there were a couple things that caught my eye when I first walked into Ulta today, and they were, drum roll, ba-da-da-da, two giant collections. I was a little overwhelmed. To be completely honest, this is the second time that I have filmed this video because I completely underestimated how long it was going to take to do swatches. Seriously, my first video was pushing an hour long and I still had swatches to go, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, scrap it. We're starting over. So yes, you're gonna notice in this video that all of these pans have been touched, and that is because I tried to swatch them already and decided that in the interest of not giving you an hour and a half long video, I was going to do it again. So let's just hop into it. I'm going to explain what each collection is, show you what it's all about, and then quickly, hopefully, provide you with some swatches and show you what this UltaBeauty collection pieces have to offer for this year. So first things first, we'll start with the smaller collection. It's this one that comes in this silver bag, and it is called the UltaBeauty Brilliantly Beautiful 33-piece collection set. It says that it retails for $29.99, which is an amazing deal in of itself. But when I was at Ulta today, they were doing a sale, and I actually got this for $19.99. So it's kind of crazy when you think about that, but let's open it up. I actually really enjoy this case. I'm not a huge like makeup bag or case person. Usually I end up throwing them away. But this one, I don't know, just the size and its setup, I could see myself using it. So, oh, and each of these collections come with a $5 off coupon. So if you think about it, I spent $20 on this, but I get a $5 off coupon. So it's kind of like I spent $15 on this. It's not a bad deal. And as you can see, we'll put that back in there. As you can see, what we have here, we have two lip liners up top, two eyeliners underneath there, a huge row of lip color, another little travel bag, some tinted eye primer, a bronzer blush compact, and a 14 color eyeshadow palette. Not bad for $19.99. So I'm going to give you some swatches. Then after that, I'm going to tell you some of the pros and cons that I think about this collection in particular, and we'll go from there. Now, in the interest of saving time, I'm not going to swatch them on camera. I'm going to do cuts for this. I just found that doing the other video where you would see me do the swatch just took far too long to do. Normally, I like to show you what I'm doing when I swatch, and how I swatch is I do a one swipe swatch. So I take the product, I have it on my finger, or in this case, have the pencil, and I go shoo, one swipe. Or eyeshadow, rub, rub, rub in the pan. This is the pan, we're pretending. So I'm rubbing the color in the pan, have it on my finger, shoo, one swipe swatch. So that way, at least you kind of know color payoff. what's going on with a one swipe swatch. I'm not rubbing it in to try and build color and make the swatch look better than it is. I'm just giving you a true quick swatch, what it is like coming straight out of the pan. So first things first, I'm just kind of working in order of what is going on in the palette. We have, oh God, we have two eyeliners, black and dark brown, and that is a one wipe swatch. They are both highly pigmented, very creamy, very nice, and I think that they will also work very well for smoky looks. I think I could leave them like this and get a nice defined line, or I could buff it out with some eyeshadow and really make a very pretty smoky look with them. Here we have the two lip liners that were included in this, and the colors are Rose on top and Clay on bottom. Again, very creamy, very pigmented. That is a one swipe swatch. And I really look forward to trying them and seeing how they perform as far as making the longevity of my lip color. I hear something. Anyway, I'm interested to see how they perform as far as whether or not they make the longevity of my lipstick worthwhile, if you know, it gets cakey or like settles into my lip lines or anything like that. So first impression, I'm impressed with the creaminess and the pigmentation. Okay, next for swatches, we have 10 lip colors right there. And now I'm going to use my little cheat sheet to show you or tell you exactly what all is included in here. We have 3 matte liquid lipsticks, 3 shiny liquid lipsticks, 2 creamy lip glosses, 2 shimmery lip glosses, and oh, they're so pigmented. They're so rich. They're so creamy. They're so nice. I said this in my previous video when I tried to film before. These liquid lipsticks, if we're just looking at the lipsticks, I feel like are worth more than the $20 that I spent on this. I mean, I would buy this as just a lip set on its own, without the eyeshadow palette, without the blush and contour, without, you know, the eyeliners, lip liners, and all of that. I would buy this just for the lipsticks. So I'm incredibly happy with the color selection, with the texture selection, you know, the different finishes between matte and glossy and these shimmery glosses. It's just, yeah, I mean, here's me being awkward, but they're just, bravo, UltaBeauty. That is probably my favorite part of the collection, is just opening it up and seeing that giant row of lip colors that I get to play with, and I am all about it. Okay, next in this collection, there is the UltaBeauty Tinted Eye Primer in the color Champagne. And there it is on the back of my hand there, which I did a horrible job of swirling around, but it is very nice. It is very light. It is very creamy. And I think that layering it underneath of your eye look is going to really help brighten and bring out some of the shimmery colors that you might want to put on top. I look forward to seeing how it performs, but just first impression with how it feels on my hand, it feels so nice. So I hope it performs as nicely as it feels. Next, there is another little baggie in here, which, like I said, give it or take it as far as bags go. I'm more interested in the big case. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. I mean, I appreciate that they include it in there. It makes for a nice little travel bag. Some people are into that. I'm just kind of like, whatever. But next, we have the blush and bronzer duo here. And I will say, the first time that I swatched this, I feel like the texture of these two products are like hard plastic. I was rubbing my finger on there and it just feels like I am rubbing like a plastic cutting board. So not great. But since it's only these two, I will go ahead and swatch on camera for you here. There's the bronzer. And there's the blush. The pigmentation is okay. The texture of it is, I mean, you can see that the bronzer is a little bit patchy. Maybe if I were to work it a bit more, yes, it looks a little bit better. It just feels dry. It was really off-putting, you know, having that feeling of like hard plastic, or like I'm rubbing one of my plastic cutting boards. So to be completely honest, I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for how this is going to perform on the face. But we'll see. Like I said, I was happy with this collection with the lipsticks in of itself. So, you know, if it works out, bonus. If not, I'm not all that sad. So, moving on to the eyeshadow palette. Now the swatches for this palette, I went ahead and did the bottom row. Let me open that so there's not a glare. I did the bottom row on my arm right here. First impressions, all of the matte colors are incredibly patchy. As you can see, this top color right here, which is the color dark matte brown, is not very pigmented. It is pretty patchy. Same with these two matte colors here. It is taupe, matte taupe, and matte brown. Matte taupe's on top, matte brown is on bottom. Again, not the best color payoff. Both a little bit patchy, but I have to say all of the shimmery colors, this is shimmer taupe, which I got a little crazy with the Cheese Whiz and put a whole bunch on there, but they perform beautifully. They're buttery, they're creamy, they apply nicely. The swatch was so easy to do. So I have a lot of hope for the shimmers, not so much hope for the mattes, but you win some, you lose some. So let's look at the next row of colors. All right, and so now we are going to swatch this top row right here. It's from like a bottom up perspective there. Once again, the shimmers performed beautifully. I particularly love this guy right here, which is the color Shimmery Berry. Oh my gosh, it is so buttery and creamy, and it swatched like an absolute dream. Now, the matte color, we've got a pale pink matte right here. We also have a black matte, which I've seen better blacks. I've seen worse blacks. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I mean, at least it's not awful. But again, a little bit patchy. Pigmentation is okay. The purple matte right here was very streaky. But I feel like if I have, you know, the proper tools and maybe a little bit of an eyeshadow primer, it might be more helpful in getting a better color payoff. Maybe it'll apply nicer. I'm also trying to keep in mind that in between each swatch, I'm using a makeup wipe, so there might be some residual, you know, stuff from the makeup wipe on my arm. But overall, I am pleasantly surprised and pleased with how these colors are swatching. So that concludes the swatches of the Brilliantly Beautiful 33-piece set from Ulta. Now we go to pros and cons. Okay, pros. It was $19.99. I mean, seriously, you can't get much better than that. Next, this bag. Kind of amazing. It might be the perfect travel bag. I'm going to be able to fit all kinds of palettes in here. I can fit my my Shade and Light palette in there. I can fit some of my Tarte palettes in there. I mean, obviously I can carry those palettes along too, but I'm going to be able to store quite a bit of makeup in there, which is nice. Another pro would be all of those lip colors. I mean, it's the holy grail of lip colors, and it was for $19.99. It just completely blows my mind. That in of itself is just, I'm done, sold. The only cons that I can think of with this is that, you know, some of the eyeshadow colors were not as pigmented as they probably could have been. They were not as creamy as they could have been, especially the matte colors in particular. They were just not, they were okay. They didn't suck so bad that I was completely appalled, yet I was not real satisfied with them either. The shimmery colors were great, however. I also wasn't a particular fan firsthand of the blush and bronzer. It just, I don't know, it felt too hard, it felt too dry. It didn't come off onto the skin very well, so I don't have a lot of high hopes as to what it's going to do on my face. But overall, considering the pros and the cons, I would say that this is an amazing collector set and a wonderful gift idea for the holiday season. I mean, the price point is amazing. The color options are wonderful, and you know, the storage capacity for that bag is awesome as well. So if you have somebody in your life that, you know, could really use some makeup, I think that this would be a wonderful gift idea. Okay, so now that we have that first collection out of the way, here is the second Ulta Beauty collection. This one is a 62-piece collector set, whereas the other one was a 33-piece. This thing is massive. The box is solid. It's not a soft case by any means, and it has little drawers for compartments, which we'll get into in a bit, but there's a little side drawer there. There's a little side drawer here. And it opens in the top. Oh, and I should mention this collector set is called the Pretty and Polished collector set. So tons of colors, tons of stuff going on in this baby. The box is kind of cool. I don't see a reason to keep it, however, other than to just store all this specific stuff. Otherwise, I'll probably just get rid of it. But first things first, we'll talk about the first drawer, which contains brow products, some top coat shimmers, and a couple of brushes. Now we've got a blush brush, a crease brush, and a shadow blender brush. They feel nice and dense. They're soft. They look like a pretty typical brush. I'll be interested to see how they perform, but I don't have any doubt that they won't do okay. They feel like they're pretty high quality. So that's nice that this set includes a few brushes. Now we have a medium brown color eyebrow tint, which if you watch my Trichotillea Mania video, you know that I do not have eyebrows. So probably not going to use this product, nor am I going to use this brow wax. But it's a cool concept that, you know, these are included in here. It's nice to have a set where you can do just about everything for your face other than foundation and concealer. I think those are really kind of the only things that are missing here. There's bronzer. Let's see, they have a banana powder. Yeah, it's everything except for foundation and concealer, basically. So that's very nice. They also have 3 different brow colors here, a darker brown, a medium brown, and a blondie color. When I swatched these, again, I'm not going to use them on my eyebrows. I actually really like them as eyeshadow colors. So breaking the rules, there are no rules in makeup, but I'm going to be breaking the rules, and I'm probably going to end up using these as eyeshadows. I found that they swatched pretty nicely, which I'll show you here in a second. And yeah, I mean, if I can't use them for what they're supposed to be used for, then why not try to find some other thing that I can do with them? So we'll just do a real quick. There's the dark brown. There's the medium brown, which just swatched beautifully. And then the light brown blondie color. See, I mean, they swatch better than the previous collection's matte eyeshadows did, which I don't know how I feel about that. Why are brow colors outperforming eyeshadows? I don't know, but it's working. So, let's see. Next, we will go ahead and swatch these top shimmers that you see, these 4 up there. Okay, now here are the swatches for the 4 top shimmers. We've got kind of a rosy, pinky, champagne-y color down here. It has little flecks of purple, as well as gold and even a couple flecks of green. We have this coppery top color, a very true silver, white frosty top shimmer and then a very yellowy gold top shimmer. All of these are incredibly chunky because of how much glitter is in them. I would recommend taking some sort of primer glue or like glitter glue and tapping it right into the center of your lid, and then finishing off your look by just dabbing your finger into that and then tapping it and pressing it into that glitter glue, and it'll kind of help make the center of your eyeball pop and really enhance your look that way. They're not really meant to be used on their own, so to denounce or say anything bad about the quality, whether it's creamy or anything like that, honestly, it's glitter. So you're not going to get a very creamy finish with those. But overall, I love the color variety. I think that that's awesome that they include such big pans of these top shimmers, and I look forward to seeing what kind of looks I can come up with those. Okay, now we're moving on to the other drawer. Okay. These I'm actually not going to swatch for you because they are exactly like the other collection. There's a couple additional colors as far as the lipsticks go and an additional lip liner color, but actually a lot of the colors are the exact same ones from the other collection. But I do want to show you that you get 4 liquid lipsticks, 3 lip liners, and then once again the black and brown eyeliner. Now, one thing to mention about the Pretty and Polished collection, their liner samples are a lot longer than in the Brilliantly Beautiful collection. Those are a little bit shorter, so you are getting more product in this one. But overall, they're going to perform the same, and I can say that because I just spent like an hour and a half doing this video the first time. So just take my word for it. They swatch the exact same. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. I absolutely love these. Now we are at the mother load. Okay, so as you can see on the bottom here, there is another primer tinted satiny finish, champagne-y finish primer down here, but it's in full size, or what I would assume to be full size, whereas the Brilliantly Beautiful, I can't remember that name of that collection, it just has a smaller sample, so you are getting more product in this one for sure. But now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to swatch the colors, and I'll see you after that. Here we've got the 3 highlight shades. Come across quite nicely. More of a pinky champagne-y highlight. We've got a more silver, kind of reminds me of Becca Opal. And then this one, which is a more yellowy, champagne-y color. All right, next we have 6 blush shades, 2 bronzers, and then a banana powder for setting your under eye. This is a shimmery bronzer, this is a matte bronzer, and then let's see. It looks like these 2 are the shimmerier. It's a word. I know Linglish. Linglish? It's 11:30 at night. Just get through the video. Anyway, these are the shimmery blush shades, whereas these are more matte. They applied so nicely. Look at that. That's a 1-swipe swatch. Are you kidding me? Very pigmented. I'm quite satisfied with all of those. I don't want to be judgy, but I did not have high expectations for those whatsoever. I totally did a snap judgment, and based on some of the matte eyeshadows of the last collection, I totally thought that those were going to be crap. Not going to lie. My cats are fighting. Cool. Cool. I'm sure you heard that. Okay, next we will go ahead and swatch all of these eyeshadows. There's, let's see, there's 28 eyeshadows that I'm going to try and fit on my arm. So I'll probably do it in sections, but here we go. All right, are you ready for this? I fit 12 colors on my arm. The first 12. Anyway, so here we go. As you can see, it's a healthy mix of shimmery colors and matte colors. Once again, like the Brilliantly Beautiful collection, some of the matte shades did not perform very well. They are a bit patchy. This one is like a medium matte brown. I do not like how that applied at all. I think it's workable. I think it could happen to where if I have a good brush and if I have a lot of patience and willpower, that I might be able to get that guy to work. These two lighter brown taupey mattes, they weren't terrible. They don't have a whole lot of color payoff, but at least as far as their application goes, they were not super patchy. This is kind of the star matte color as of right now, and it's kind of like a pukey, poopy brown color, and that I was so impressed with a one swipe swatch on this guy. There's so much color for, you know, it being matte, and considering the other mattes did not look this pigmented at all, it was just like shoo, and it felt like butter. So that matte has got it going on, that's for sure. But these shimmery shades are wonderful. They applied wonderfully, lots of pigmentation, lots of blendability, I think, with those. And I'm absolutely loving this color right here. It's kind of like a tangerine-y, peachy, pinky color. And I'm dying to do some looks with that color. So there's the first 12 of all of those eyeshadow colors. And here we go, round 2. All right, next 12 colors. So we've got quite the range from silvery grays into some greens, olive greens, and then into the purples. And let me just say, this matte purple is amazing. It is so buttery, it is so creamy, it is so pigmented, and for some reason, even though they are the same brand, I'm finding that the matte colors in this Pretty and Polished collection is performing better than the Brilliantly Beautiful collection. I don't know why, but the mattes in this one are doing so much better than the other one. And not only that, but those shimmers are absolutely spectacular as well. There's just a color every once in a while, like this matte white creamy color is meh. I mean, it's not that great, but if you're just going to be putting it on your like brow bone, I don't see why it couldn't perform decent enough. But yeah, look at those. Beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do some olive greens this fall. I'm gonna have to do a look, I think. Yeah. Okay, 4 more to go. All right, here are the last 4 colors. More of your slate grays, graphite-y kind of colors, and then a shimmery black, which, I'm sorry, if you're gonna put a black in there, it needs to be pigmented. There are so many good blacks in the world. There are so many bad blacks in the world. But, I mean, this one's kind of like an in-between. It's not the worst one I've ever seen. It's not the best performing one. It's kind of like the other black in the other palette. It was kind of in that mid-ground, so I guess I can't complain. But, holy buckets, that was a lot of swatching that I just did. So now that we've got all the colors out there, you've seen kind of their one swipe swatching and how they perform that way. I gave my pros and cons with the Brilliantly Beautiful collection. Now there is one just like wah con of the Pretty and Polished one, and that is that all of these colors are stuck in that plastic pan that goes in this box. The Brilliantly Beautiful collection, at least, like, you could take out the eyeshadow palette, you could take out the blush and bronzer compact. This, you're stuck with them in there unless you like go get a Z palette and pop them all out and take the time and effort to do that. So it doesn't really make it a very easy to handle collection. I do appreciate the giant mirror in there. Don't look at my mess. But that is an amazing mirror. I always love to have mirrors in palettes and collections and whatnot, so that is very good. I love how inclusive it is with just about everything that you might possibly need for a makeup look, from, you know, your tools, your brushes, to eyebrows, to all of those blush options, all of those eyeshadow options. It's just a very good, well-rounded collection. Other than that, I mean, both collections I think are well worth the money. This one was also, I forgot to mention, was originally priced at $29.99, but because Ulta was doing their sale, I got this one for $19.99 as well. Both of these collections were $19.99, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind. So like the Brilliantly Beautiful collection, I said that I would purchase alone just all of the lip colors that were in there. This Pretty and Polished collection, I mean, it has 28 eyeshadow colors. 28, along with everything else that's in here for $19.99. You really, when you're thinking of like holiday things, I mean, obviously you're shopping for a whole bunch of people and you don't want to get people crap by any means, but you want to pay attention to how much you're spending. And I think that, you know, if you're looking to gift somebody some makeup, these are a wonderful option because you really can't beat 20 bucks and you really can't beat the kind of quality that are in these collections for that price point. So I would highly recommend that you look into getting some of these for your besties, your sister, your mom, whoever is into makeup. I think it will be well worth the time and effort for sure. So I would say a half-hour video is a lot better than the original hour and a half that I filmed earlier. So I did it. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I try to come out with new videos as often as I can, but I'm kind of just getting started. But I think my next video might be a Halloween tutorial, so be sure to pay attention for that coming out. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.